who are these leaders who are coming through and tapping folks for development opportunity? And I'm thinking, I think, when you kind of give me, and this is my personal brain, when you tell me like, oh yeah, the person in charge in a corporate environment, I think, okay, well, fairly good chance that person is some combination of straight, white, cisgender, able-bodied, comes from a family where people had corporate jobs.
And that was typically it. I know it's difficult for you and I. It's like, we want to, not trying to include one group to exclude another, but and I don't want it to take away, like, yes, that was the typical, was white, heterosexual males.
Yep.
With 2 to 3 kids at home and a wife with a photo in their office. So yes, that was it.
Yeah. And so I think there are a couple of ways that folks get tapped for development opportunities. And one is this, similarity bias, where we just pick people who are like us. The other is, if you say, here's an opportunity, send us a leader who could use some development support. What a lot of leaders will do is go straight to their list and look at who's top tier and send the top tier to the development opportunities. Well, the top tier doesn't need the development opportunities. The folks who are below top tier, those are your, like, who are your rising stars in the organization. And I think, that experience that you just described, where you said, now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, is this because of how I'm expressing myself? Is this because I'm visible as a queer person? I think that's, very true for a lot of us. And then I think about queer folks who are BIPOC, queer folks who have a disability, queer folks who have like a family situation where they're caretaking and not necessarily available to like do all the social office stuff.
Yeah, it's just compounded.
Single parents, like, it's all compounded, right? We have this very narrow idea oftentimes in our organizations of how do we identify somebody who is really good and could be really great, and we need to give them some development support. And so what I'll say about that is, for those programs, or even if you're just in your talent reviews thinking about who should we get some coaching for, right? Who in the organization needs some coaching? When you're asking those questions, if you do not have a specific mechanism that is disrupting biases, then those biases are 100% at play. Right?
They are. They're not. There's nothing to hold us accountable.
Yep. And that can look a lot of different ways. I had a lot of development opportunities early in my career because a lot of the people I worked for were queer women. And I think about that now, and I think I appreciate that those people saw something in me. And who didn't they see something in? Because they didn't see themselves in that person. Who got left behind when I got chosen to go to training after training after training?